What up, y'all? This is Panda AOD, and with me today is a very special guest.
What's good? What's good?
This is Dave. Dave, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Dave Scott, artist, fashion designer, graphic designer, sculptor, whatever, photographer. I'm just a all-around art person. So
Yeah. I appreciate that, even though I don't have a problem with that, but yeah. I'm just trying to like clean it up a little bit. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with Dave, he does a lot in Dayton. He's an artist. He does the Dollar Art Show, which is pretty dope. He's done the art crawl with Dana and a whole bunch of other stuff. You're involved with pretty much every organization.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So what's up with that? Like, what do you do? What do you do outside of art?
Art, like, I mean, I work, but like, that don't take up too much time. I take care of my dad.
Yeah.
So I mean, other than that, it's just art all the time. You know
okay. And so do you find that's how you connect with everybody, because everybody knows you from art?
Yeah,
it seems like that's all you do. Yeah. Like, do you have a group of friends that you connect with who are just your friends?
I got some, but we ain't been like, you know what I'm saying, we just been growing apart,
yeah.
which is natural, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I'm still my people, though.
Yeah, which is crazy, because like one thing I found out with you is we have a lot of like family like that are similar. Like I grew up around a lot of your family, and you grew up around a lot of my family, but I never really met you or hung out with you in the same group at the same time. Yeah. That's crazy.
That's how life be working, though.
But Dayton is super small. I didn't start hearing about you until I started getting more into the art scene in Dayton. I'm from Dayton, but I live in Columbus now, and I stay up on the art scene there. But coming back here, I haven't really gotten too acquainted to it just because it's so new. Yeah. Like, art has always existed in Dayton, but to have a community of people coming together consistently on different art matters is very new to me, from what I can remember. Yeah. So what else do you have going on right now, guys? We're in front of Dave's mural that he's gonna do for the city.
Our latest primer down, but yeah, I'm gonna probably start laying in the shapes and stuff next week on this thing. So
yeah, and you're also the creator of Teddy's World.
Yeah.
Where did that come about?
So like, I started TED in 2013, and that's just when I was at Wright State. Like, I was a computer engineer. I didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is this for real?
Yeah.
So like, I always been inspired by Kanye's Teddy Bear. So I'm like, I'm trying to bring that back. Like, how can I bring that back, but in a different way? I don't want to do the same stuff. So I made TED, and then I put like the name to it. Just made an acronym, broke it down, and then put the name to it.
Where did the inspiration from the teddy bear come from, though? Because there's so many people who are inspired by the teddy bear, as far as Kanye's teddy bear. Yeah. What was the teddy bear representation of?
I was basically like his little brother. So the teddy bear's little brother. And then, you know, like Kanye's song, My Big Brother Was Big Brother, that song. I did this one graphic where Kanye's teddy bear was hugging my TED. So it was just like this thing of like family, and I'm family oriented too. Yeah. So it was just like this whole thing. And at first he started off with diamond eyes for like the Gem City, had all that type of imagery in it. Yeah. But as it went along, it was like, it's bigger than that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he started evolving. And then I created Teddy's World, because it's like when you go to sleep in your dreams, that's a whole world.
That is a whole world.
It's completely different. It's a different dimension. So I'm like, I'm gonna give him that, and I'm gonna use like metaphors and stuff. The stuff he go through, the same stuff I go through. It's the same, but it's different. Yeah. And then I use it as an umbrella to house like everything I do art wise. Yeah. So you got me in there, like as a professional showing gallery artist and graphic designer, and then I run Immaculate Conceptions, which is my graphics company. Okay. And that's like what all this stuff is under. Under Immaculate Conceptions. I got an art magazine with my friend Sid, Sydney Jocelyn Knapp. So I do the art magazine Connoisseur with her. Okay. I do art crawl with Dana. And then my art show is Dollar Art Show.
That's dope.
Bear Talk the blog now. Okay. Which Christina Mendez helped me get that all together.
Shout out to all of them.
Right. I feel like something else that I can't think of right now that's under there. I'm missing it, but like it's an umbrella for everything that I'm doing. So it's like his world is the world that I'm creating. So like all the art shit I do is up under Teddy's world. Yeah. So it's all making sense. It's all bringing everything together.
So how do you feel like you connect with other artists in the city? Do you feel like it's easy? Aside from the ones that you're like cool with,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know for real.
Do you have?
I'm just existing. Like, I really don't know how I am connecting because a lot of people are just friends. So we generally are just friends outside of art. But within the art, I don't know. I really don't.
Okay. Because I guess when you said the piece about how you look at some stuff and be like, okay, that's trash, do you feel like you have that type of dialogue with artists, or even like if you're in an art critique, in an art class, we gather around and we watch or we critique each other's art. Do you find that environment exists in the current art atmosphere that we have here, or is it just like everybody's just doing what they do? They just expressing themselves?
Yeah, I think everybody is expressing themselves. It don't really exist, only for the point of people are soft. Like, they really be getting sensitive and offensive.
I was not expecting you to say that.
You know what I'm saying? People really be in their feelings. And like, when you really try to approach them and be like, hey, bro, like, some stuff you could have did different was like this, and then you lay it out for them. That's what I usually do. Like, I'm not just about to tell you it's trash and then move on. I'm about to tell you, like, this is the reason why I think it's trash. Yeah. And then, like, if you take it in, like,
constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? And that helps people get better. That's the only reason why I ask, because I'm like, I think that I've heard opinions on other people's art from other people. Not like necessarily negative, but just different opinions. And I just wonder, like, is there a positive environment to even put those opinions out?
It is, but it's not a welcoming environment, if that makes sense. It's just people that already discuss stuff outside of art, and then they come together and they can discuss art. But like, if you bring somebody new in and they don't understand the dynamic of the group, and they feel like they're being attacked. So it's not like, I don't know why people are like that, but
I just think we live in a hypersensitive world now. It's like two sides of it. So one side is hypersensitive, the other side is not really in tune at all with any type of emotion or way of communication. And so I think we have a hard time trying to find that balance. I definitely have had a hard time with that. So what I try to exercise is just constant communication. So I try to reach out to people and let them know exactly how I feel about something, and just leave it at that. Like, I don't expect anything on the other side, but I have to effectively communicate, or I feel like I'm just running in circles.
And I feel like I only communicate with you if I got love for you or something. Right? If I don't really care for you or who you are, I'm not about to give you that energy.
What if it's somebody new, though?
I'm saying.
Do you open up to new people at all?
Yeah, it really depends on like who that person is. Because if I see you a lazy person or something like that, I'm not about to give you my energy. But if I see you really putting in work before I came to you, and you're not using me for anything, I'm gonna be like, cool. Then I'll, you know what I'm saying, I'll give you the game or everything that I've learned so far. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if I see you just like bullshitting, you ain't got no energy, you on and then you off. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to give you that energy. If I know you and you on and you off, it'd be like, how can I help you through what you want?
Exactly.
But like, you know, I'm not about to. I'm not about to waste my time on. That's not for me to waste my time on. As harsh as that may sound.
No, that's valid, and I think that's the point. It's like, I think people have to be more just deliberate and concise in how they communicate. Like, if it's that, it's that, and if people understand that, then they know. And at the end of the day, everybody's on the same page. If we sit there and we just like tiptoe around and everybody just keeping their feelings to themselves and they're still being around those people, that's where you get the negative energy that causes the paranoia of this person doesn't like me, when in reality they could just be going through something. We don't know. How deep did Kobe's passing like affect you?
It was like, compared to other people, it was surface level, but it was like I've always been immersed in that culture. That makes sense, because I never like watched basketball or nothing, but I always knew who Kobe was.
Same.
I follow his shoes and stuff like that. I watch his interviews, and from that viewpoint, I'm like, I really fuck with this guy. But other than that, it was like I don't really know his stats and all that. I really didn't know his family. You know what I'm saying? RP to his daughter as well. But like, it was just his work ethic really inspired me more than anything else. And hearing about him like being up at 5 in the gym, and all of that, being
I didn't realize the full Kobe energy until after he passed. Like, I'm like you, I paid attention to basketball to an extent, like when it was the Kobe Shaq era. Like, growing up in it, we were kind of in the thick of that era. But then after that, I really didn't pay attention too much. However, just like his podcast, The Punies, and seeing his Oscar-winning short film that he had, and just seeing like what he was doing on the storytelling aspect, I was blown away. So it did affect me a lot, but I think it's one of those things where we grieve as a community. I think black people in general, we gotta acknowledge the fact that when we lose somebody, regardless if we knew them or not, it really affects our community, because that's like a figure of hope for our community. That's somebody who making it and out here doing stuff.
We thought he was invincible too.
Yeah, so when those people, you know, fall, or, you know, something happens to them, it just makes, in a sense, it makes you feel like we're starting over from a point. We lost a big asset. At the same time, Kobe was so big that some of us wouldn't have necessarily brushed elbows with him right away, but he was such a giving person. He was doing so much for our community and communities across the world in general, and he was one of ours. So I think that one thing that I realized through this Kobe situation is with our society, with the black community in general, we mourn together when we lose somebody, and the world, this was one of the first times where the world was mourning. Like when Nipsey passed, the world wasn't mourning. Like there was a lot of people around the world mourning, but it was majority people of color and black people. And with Kobe, the whole world was mourning.
Everybody. China, Italy.
Everybody was mourning. And rest in peace to everybody else who passed. Rest in peace to his daughter. That was a beautiful relationship. I was very motivated and inspired by that. But so yeah, that's all I got as far as that go. I don't want to get too deep into the Kobe conversation, but that definitely still affects a lot of people. So anybody out there struggling with it, just look to his inspirational videos. Go listen to some of the content he put out. He left so many breadcrumbs for us to still grow from. So just go ahead and dive deep into that. And as far as Dave, is there anything else that you have going on? I know you've been releasing merch for Teddy's World. You got your collaborations. What's the next thing you have coming up?
Next thing, probably the Where's Ted too. Like Ted, he been traveling around the country, so
that takes a lot of effort.
It does. It's a lot of energy. It's supposed to come out in January. But
if I still lived in Dayton, like seeing stuff like that makes me value and appreciate Dayton, because just seeing people like you who are putting stickers around the city and doing things to give people more to look forward to than just the bland, like sit in the house, don't have friends to connect to, or you chilling on your granny's porch, which is always fun, but you give people something else to connect the city to.
Appreciate that.
Do you realize how big the work that you're doing is currently in the city?
No, I don't. But like, it's not like in the means to ignore it or nothing like that. It's just like, I'm just trying to stay humble through everything. And I will regardless, but it's just like, I don't know. I just stay like grounded.
Yeah.
And I'm always out here.
Yeah. And speaking on a sense of existing, do you feel like that's pretty much what you're doing? Like,
yeah.
So art basically to you is just a part of your life, and you're just doing it because that's what you do.
Yeah, like I'm literally immersed in what I love to do.
Yeah.
And this is like everything that I want to do. So from here, it's just going to build on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's like people that, you know, they graduate college and get that degree and then get that job that they finally want. Like I got that job that I want.
That's great.
I just gotta keep
working in it.
Yeah, keep working in it.
I feel that. So anybody who is looking for Dave or wants to keep up with Dave, where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Dave Scott, Instagram OG.BIG.Dave, or at Ted Glorious. And you can visit the website www.teddysworldnoo.com. Everything is on there, and I'll be updating the blog, and you'll see new stuff coming out. Connoisseur issue 3, the magazine is coming out probably towards the end of the second quarter, and then Art Crawl will be happening in the summertime. Sometime we're working on a date right now. Might do a Teddy's World pop-up or something like that, probably a fashion show somewhere in there, just to keep stuff, you know what I'm saying, alive. That's really about it right now. That's in stone, but it's a bunch of little stuff that I'm working on.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, y'all find this interview at thearmyofdreamers.com. You'll find the podcast at AOD Media Group on Instagram. The link will be in the bio. Go ahead and check everything out, and we'll see you soon.